welcome to this subject information presentation on A-level maths. So to study A-level mathematics, we require a GCSE grade of a 7. This is because the content can get quite challenging, so we want to ensure that you have a strong mathematical knowledge when you start the course. The course is broken down into 3 areas. Pure mathematics is more algebra and number based, so you'll be more familiar with some of these topics and you'll be looking into these in more depth and also learning new concepts. Statistics is looking at the analysis of data and all the different ways we interpret it, and you'll be introduced to new concepts such as normal distribution and hypothesis testing. Mechanics is an overlap with physics, so you would have touched upon some areas at GCSE in your science, and at maths we've looked at speed and pressure. A-level mathematics isn't just for going on to study a mathematics degree. It's a requirement for quite a few degrees, and also if you decide not to go to university, it's a requirement for a lot of other pathways such as apprenticeships. In maths, we study from the Edexcel exam board. The A-level is 100% exam assessed, so this means no coursework is required to be completed. You will sit 3 papers at the end of year 13. Paper 1 and paper 2 are pure mathematics, and paper 3 is applied mathematics. Each paper is 2 hours long and worth 100 marks. Each paper is worth a third of the qualification, so they are equally weighted. As previously mentioned, the A-level maths course is broken down into pure and applied mathematics. Applied mathematics is broken down further into statistics and mechanics. So if you look at the pure mathematics, you will notice there are topics you have touched upon at GCSE, such as proof, algebra and trigonometry, and you will learn new topics such as differentiation and integration. The applied course, you would have touched upon areas such as calculating averages, probability, linear interpolation, and you will learn new topics such as kinematics and hypothesis testing. The lessons are broken down into pure and applied, which you will have a teacher for each area. So for assessments, we give you a test every half term leading up to the end of year 13, and you'll have one for applied and one for pure, and then we'll give you an overall grade when we combine this score. You'll receive homework after every topic, which will be assessed by your teacher, and every half term we'll be giving you my maths assessments. Year 13, you will have 2 mocks just like year 11, one in December and one in March, and your A-level exams all take place at the end of year 13. So this is a typical lesson for pure mathematics, and the discriminant is a topic we study right at the beginning of the course, and it is the part underneath the square root of the quadratic equation, the b squared minus 4ac, and this tells us how many roots a quadratic has. So if we look at b squared minus 4ac, if it's less than 0, then this means it will give us a negative number. And because you can't square root a negative number, we cannot solve x. And this tells us the quadratic doesn't cross the x-axis. If b squared minus 4ac evaluates to 0, this will mean when we square root it's just 0. And there is only one value for x. And we say this is equal roots because it means when you have 2 solutions for a quadratic, it just means that x has the 2 same values. So what happens is the graph touches at one point on the axis. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, then we have plus or minus when we square root this, and that means there are 2 values for x, and this is just 2 distinct roots where it crosses the x-axis. So this is a typical lesson in applied. It's called the binomial distribution, and what this allows us to calculate is the probability of all the combinations of an event happening. Now in GCSE you would have used probability trees, so you would have worked out the probability of each combination using the branches, and then you would have added those probabilities together. However, when we're looking at larger numbers, this isn't a very efficient way. So for instance, our example using 8 people and the probability of 6 of those people left-handed, and the binomial distribution works out all the different combinations of that possibility and finds the probability of that. Continuing on to higher education to complete a mathematics degree can be extremely useful for your future career. Although there are obvious jobs on the left-hand side where it directly affects, so for instance, a software engineer, an astronomer, a chartered accountant, or even a secondary school teacher, as I know many of you want to be maths teachers, there can also be jobs where it can be useful, such as a financial trader, a game designer, a quantity surveyor. If you would like to see other careers and these careers further in detail, please go to the link below, or you can email me and ask me any further questions. So if you would like a taste of the A-Level Maths course, then we highly recommend that you complete the bridging test. So I've put the link up to that. And this just gives you the overlap from GCSE to A-Level. So it does give you a taste of what you'll be starting with. I've also put a taster lesson up for you to have a look at what a typical maths lesson looks like, and also some resources that we use in school and we advise other students to use at home. If you have any other questions or concerns about A-Level Maths, then please do email me and I will get back to you as soon as possible.